The starport of Veylon Prime was alive with the chaos of interstellar travel. Merchant ships docking, alien traders shouting over the hum of plasma engines, and the occasional security droid gliding silently across the polished corridors. Among the crowd, Ethan Varrick, a human mechanic with a reputation for fixing ships others deemed unsalvageable, was quietly observing a malfunctioning freighter that had been stranded in the docking bay for days. Life had always been about machines, repairs, and schedules for Ethan. Raising his daughter alone after the loss of his partner left little room for anything else. Yet, even amidst the routine of grease-stained overalls and the smell of ozone, Ethan had learned to notice details others overlooked. A frayed cable, a misaligned panel, or, as he was about to discover, a lost and overlooked life. It began when a delegation from the Veylonian Council arrived. They were a spectacular array of alien nobility, their forms diverse and extravagant, shimmering in the station's lights. At the center of their entourage was a young Veylonian girl named Lyara. She was markedly different from the others, not just in form but in presence. Her body was larger, more rounded, and her movements lacked the delicate grace her peers seemed to carry effortlessly. The council watched her nervously. "She is unconventional," one of the Veylonian nobles whispered. "Perhaps not suitable for public ceremonies or diplomacy." Lyara, who had grown accustomed to rejection, kept her eyes downcast. The whispers, the pointed stares, and the subtle exclusion had followed her for years. The council dismissed her, leaving her standing alone in the docking bay, trembling but resolute. Ethan noticed her immediately. Something about her energy, a quiet resilience beneath the layers of fear and doubt, drew his attention. While others looked at her with disdain or pity, he saw potential. "Hey!" he called gently, stepping forward. "You lost." Lyara blinked, uncertain if anyone had spoken to her kindly in years. I'm supposed to be assigned to the embassy," she said quietly. Her voice was soft but carried a note of determination. Ethan nodded. "Well, you're not going anywhere alone. Come with me. I can help." The council watched skeptically as Ethan guided Lyara to his workshop, a sprawling, cluttered area filled with tools, half-repaired ships, and makeshift machinery. The scent of oil and metal enveloped her, a strange comfort after the sterile, judgmental corridors of the station. Over the following days, Ethan helped Lyara acclimate. She had technical aptitude far beyond her age, able to read ship schematics and understand propulsion systems that most Veylonians struggled with. Yet her confidence was shattered by years of rejection. She hesitated to operate machinery, fearing failure, fearing ridicule. Ethan took a patient approach. "Mistakes are part of learning," he told her one afternoon, showing her how to realign a damaged plasma conduit. "It's okay if you slip. That doesn't mean you're not capable." Lyara's hands trembled as she reached for the tools, but under Ethan's guidance, she began repairing small sections of the freighter. Sparks flew, panels realigned, and for the first time in years, she felt a spark of accomplishment. However, the station was not free of scrutiny. The Veylonian Council continued to monitor her, muttering among themselves about her appearance, doubting her abilities and wondering why Ethan, a human, had chosen to invest in someone they had already rejected. One evening, as the station's twin moons glimmered against the void outside, Ethan and Lyara worked late. She was adjusting a damaged warp coil when she finally spoke openly, her voice tinged with hesitation. They don't think I'm capable," she admitted softly. Ethan smiled. "And yet, here you are, fixing a freighter that half the council thought would never fly again. What do you think that says?" Lyara's eyes shimmered. Maybe they're wrong." The breakthrough came sooner than expected. A nearby freighter carrying essential medical supplies suffered a catastrophic engine failure. The station's automated systems struggled to stabilize it, and panic spread among the dockworkers. Ethan realized that Lyara's understanding of alien propulsion could be critical. Together, they boarded the freighter. Lyara guided Ethan through the intricate systems, explaining adjustments, rerouting energy flows, and recalibrating the stabilizers. Her fingers danced over controls she had never touched before, and for the first time her size and strength became assets, allowing her to operate heavy mechanisms with ease. As the freighter shuddered violently, Ethan held her hand. "You've got this. Trust yourself." Lyara's eyes locked with his, determination replacing doubt. I can do this." And she did. The freighter stabilized, its engines humming with renewed energy. Docking clamps engaged, and the crew erupted in cheers. The station's inhabitants, including the skeptical council members, stared in astonishment. Queen Velithra, who had been observing the situation remotely, leaned forward in her throne chamber. "The human chose her," she whispered, a note of disbelief and admiration in her voice. "And she succeeded where we all doubted." In the aftermath, Lyara's reputation transformed. No longer just the rejected Veylonian girl, she became a symbol of resilience and ingenuity. She worked alongside Ethan, mastering advanced systems, designing new tools and mentoring younger aliens who had faced similar prejudice. Yet, the station's politics remained perilous. Rival factions, envious of Lyara's newfound influence and Ethan's human intervention, plotted to undermine them. One night, a sabotage attempt threatened the station's central power core. Alarms blared, lights flickered, and chaos erupted. Ethan and Lyara moved quickly. Using her strength and understanding of the alien systems, Lyara manually stabilized the core, while Ethan recalibrated energy relays to prevent overload. Sparks flew, metal groaned, and tension mounted, but together, they saved the station from disaster. The council members, now humbled, approached Ethan. "We misjudged her," one admitted reluctantly. "And perhaps we misjudged your judgment as well." Ethan shrugged, wiping soot from his hands. "I didn't choose her to prove anything to you. I chose her because I saw what she could do. And she proved it herself." Lyara stood beside him, her iridescent skin gleaming in the soft light. I am capable," she said softly, but with unmistakable confidence. Queen Velithra herself visited the station shortly afterward, her presence commanding and awe-inspiring. She addressed both Ethan and Lyara. "You have changed more than this station. You have changed the perception of worth, capability, and courage. The human's choice revealed strength we had overlooked, and the princess's abilities have inspired all who witnessed them." Lyara bowed, a mixture of pride and humility in her posture. "Thank you, Your Majesty," she said, "for the chance to prove myself, and for believing in me when no one else would." Ethan smiled, placing a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "You never needed anyone else's belief. You just needed the chance to see it for yourself." Over the following months, Lyara thrived. She led missions to repair and upgrade other ships, initiated programs to train alien youths in technical skills, and even assisted Ethan in redesigning the station's maintenance protocols. Her size, once viewed as a limitation, became an advantage in her work, allowing her to operate machinery and systems that smaller aliens struggled with. The Veylonian Council, initially resistant, gradually embraced her contributions. They realized that their narrow focus on appearance and tradition had blinded them to genuine talent. And in the center of it all, Ethan continued to guide, support, and challenge Lyara, their partnership a testament to mutual respect and shared triumphs. Years later, as the station expanded and new sectors opened, Lyara stood on the observation deck, overlooking the bustling docks and freighters. Ethan joined her, hands clasped behind his back, pride shining in his eyes. "You did it," he said quietly. "No," she replied, her gaze sweeping across the horizon. "We did it. Together." The queen watched from afar, her crystalline form reflecting the station's lights. She had witnessed countless achievements by her subjects, yet few had inspired such transformation. The human had chosen the rejected girl, and in doing so they had changed the fate of the station, the council, and perhaps even the wider galaxy. And in the quiet moments that followed, as freighters glided gracefully through the docking bays and the hum of engines filled the air, Lyara and Ethan knew that their bond, built on trust, belief, and shared effort, was stronger than any prejudice, greater than any doubt, and unshakable in its impact on the universe around them. For Lyara, rejection had once defined her. For Ethan, choosing her had defined him. Together, they had rewritten the story. Not just of a fat alien girl, or a human mechanic, but of courage, resilience, and the extraordinary power of seeing worth where others had failed to look.